Hi, I hope everyone is well. In this video I'm unboxing Maida 1806, and this is a new Napoleonic game from Form Square Games. It is campaign 2 in their Limits of Glory range of games. The first one, Bonaparte's Eastern Empire, which I have covered on my channel and played that solo and 2-player with a lot of family and friends who maybe don't always normally play Napoleonic war games, and we always enjoyed it. So I'm very much looking forward to getting stuck into this new game. What I thought I would do is go through the components, have a look at all the maps and counters and bits and pieces that you get in the game, and of course have a look through the rulebook as well. And then once we've done that, I filmed that, shared it with you good people, I will get it onto the table and start playing through and maybe do some AARs and play both solo and 2-player before I do a full review. Very much looking forward to it. So no further ado, let's have a look, see what you get. One of the things I liked about the first game a lot, it featured a lot of very thematic and characterful artwork, and they've gone with that for the main cover. The one thing I would say is that when I look at my camera, the colours, the actual colouring of the box is more bold and more colourful than maybe how the camera is recording it. It's got a particularly sunny day here today, which is quite unusual. And of course I've got a couple of external lights as well, so they're washing out the colour a little bit, but the cover is absolutely lovely and very thematic and very colourful and very bold. If we have a look on the back of the box here, we have here, it is late 1805. Tiny Anglo-Russian army sent by Pitt and paid for by the British government disembarks in the Bay of Naples. So in terms of the components, we get a mounted map, wooden pawns, some dice, counter sheets, event clock, combat table, 2 command charts, and the 36-page rulebook. Players 2, suitable for solo. And as I said, I've played the first game in the series solo. Played it quite a bit solo and very much enjoyed it solo. It solos very well. The first game did not have a solo bot. I don't believe this one has either, but it lends itself very well to solo playing both sides. And time, 90 to 180 minutes. From playing the first game, that feels very similar. I think that took me a couple of hours, 3 hours, etc. Complexity is medium or moderate, which I guess means the same as medium. I would probably agree with that. It's a game that's very approachable. Got quite a few mechanics that are new, so there's a bit of learning there. But I was able to teach players how to play the game quite quickly, and no one had any problems picking it up. This is, as we said, this is the second game in the Limit of Glory series, and explores obviously the British campaign in Naples of 1806. So next we'll have a look and see what you actually get in the box. So to go through the components quickly, we've got a bag of dice and pawns. Very nice. They look exactly the same level of quality as the first game, which were very good. Brilliant. Nice big chunky dice. We've got our counter sheet wrapped in cellophane, so I'll get the craft knife out to that and open that up, and we'll go through those. We've got our rule book, and this is probably a better indication, actually, I can see on the camera, of the colouring, of the boldness of the colours, which looks absolutely lovely. And then we've got our, let's put those to one side. Let's go through these. We've got some player aids, and we'll have a closer look at those. This is the player aid for doing all the combat, which you use extensively. So a nice thick, really thick, chunky card, which is excellent. And we have more of these. Again, our command chart, very well done. I found with the first game, the quality of the components is absolutely excellent, both in their finish and their readability. And then we have our mounted map. We will have a closer look at this. We've got our Form Square Games logo on the back, and we'll have a good look at the map separately, but it looks absolutely excellent. One of the things I liked about the first game was the map, and everyone I played it said that how much they enjoyed playing the game on the map. It's very inviting, very colourful, very thematic and characterful, which is excellent. This is absolutely lovely. So we'll have a good look at all these things separately next. So I always like to start with the rulebook. What I would say is from the first game, I found the rulebook very, very readable, and I found all the rules very clear and clearly defined. As we can see, it's a nice, very nice finish. The graphic design is absolutely excellent. I thought the graphic design in the first game was really, 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 I mean, really good. The layout, the space that's given to all the, all the pros, all the rules, the layout of all the components is absolutely excellent. And here we've got our component list, which is great because one of the things this game has, it has a lot of mechanics that are quite unique to the game, and some of those components tie in very, very well with those mechanics. So having this really helps. It certainly helped me learn the game. We've got our setup here for both sides. This looks very familiar to the first game, so I think if you've played the first game, you'll be able to get this set up very quickly. If you haven't, doesn't matter. It honestly didn't take me long to figure out how to set the game up and start playing, which was great. And again, you can see here again just that example of the graphic design language. It's very clear. Everything's given a lot of space. We've got a nice big font. I have to wear glasses and for reading, and this is very readable, which is excellent. Again, nice and spacious, full color. So even though the rule book is, it has, I think I said it's 32 pages, something like that. It actually reads really quickly and reads really simply in the way that you can digest the information and apply it to the rules, both in learning the game. So I always read rule books before I set the game up. I read the rule book maybe a couple of times, and then I'll set the game up with the rule book. And as I'm playing, especially if I'm playing, which is what I did with the first game, which is what I will do with this game, I'll play the game first solo so that I can get the rules down, maybe play a couple of times before I try and explain the game to someone else. And it's the way that it's written, the way that it's laid out, really facilitates that learning, which is excellent. So we've got examples here, which I definitely used when learning the first game. And we've got this great characterful artwork that I absolutely loved from the first game. And it's great to see them continuing with that style. It's really strong, it's really unique. It makes the game stand out. And I have a lot of Napoleonic games, and this game series always feels really unique to me. Again, more examples. We're going through all the mechanics. I don't need to go into each one. I'll go through that as I do my ARs and I want to do a full review. So sieges, uprisings. Here we've got our victory conditions. Oh, that's interesting. A picture of the medal that was issued to the British soldiers. I don't think I've seen that before. So that's great. More that great, colourful, characterful artwork. Absolutely brilliant. So the rulebook looks as impressive as the first game, and that was an excellent rulebook. I'll be honest with you, I thought it was absolutely excellent. And it's brilliantly laid out, brilliantly readable, very clear. There's nothing in this that I can see this game will be any different, to be honest. And if you've played the first game, I think you'll pick this up very quick. If you haven't, doesn't matter. Don't worry. It's a very digestible game, very easy to get to the table. And then we've got our quick reference on the back of the rulebook, which is great. I remember using this a few times when learning the original game. So next up, let's have a look at all the card counter components. So I've moved the camera a little bit closer so we can have a good look at these brilliant counters that come with the game. I can already see the quality of the layout is excellent. It's very readable. Nothing is being cutting off any of the vital information. Everything has its own space. Everything's neatly laid out. It's very characterful. Bold colours. Very distinct difference between the counter types. It's excellent. Definitely the first game, one of the things that really impressed me with the first game was the quality of the components, just in terms of the production. So the physical quality was excellent, but also the layout, the graphic language. It's very playable, but also very characterful. And for someone like me, who just, like I said, has to use reading glasses, everything's very readable, things very clear, but at the same time very thematic and characterful. These some of the British here, for example, and again very bold colours, very distinct, brilliant levels of contrast. It's absolutely wonderful job on this. And one of the things that's very clear to me, just going through these counters and going through the rulebook, is how much care and attention the publisher has put into the game. Not just the game design, the game designer, but also you can imagine the team of people involved in this project. It's absolutely excellent. Great work and a great job. These look brilliant. Again, one of the things I liked about the first game was when you laid the board out and you put the counters down, you got all the player aids, it just looks brilliant. It looks absolutely excellent, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play, as well as being very historically rich and flavoursome. So great, let's have a look at some of the player aids again, just very quickly, and then we'll have a look at the map. And again, on these player aids that you'll be using through the play, you use this one quite a lot. It's basically, it's like events that happen during the game, and you put some of the other tiles over these here as well. So there's quite a lot of variety. Again, very neatly laid out. It's very readable. Again, very thematic. They're really good card stock, and it's probably one of the things I should have mentioned on the counters. Playing the first game, I don't know how many times I played the first game, but the durability of all the physical components is excellent. It's really high quality, and the same with the chart here that we've got. So you use this, as you can see, total combat. It's basically a combat chart. You use this for all the combat that you'll be doing. It's very clear. I'm not going to go into how all the game mechanics work in this video, though I will talk about that when I do my AARs and get playing the game and sharing that with you all. But it's very, very readable. Absolutely excellent. Absolutely excellent. Really nicely laid out. Very clear. Good visual language. Brilliant. Here we've got our... I'll keep the camera where it is, but you can see this is our French command chart. Now, one of the things I really liked about the first game, and I can see it's being carried on into this game, which I'm very thankful, is its command system. So basically you activate, or you use the different characters, and there's a command hierarchy, let's call it that. And it's a really satisfying mechanic and very historically flavoursome, etc. But also very straightforward to get into and to teach someone, which is wonderful. Again, very neatly laid out, it's very clear. Nice big chunky fonts, which we like. Yeah, just really helps when you've got you've got the game laid out on your table. And this is not a this is what I would call a moderate, a medium, a normal size, a board game, war game, in terms of its space on the table. But sometimes these sort of player aids are not always right in front of you. So I think I can see a lot of thought has been put into, well, we need to make these fonts nice and big because they're probably put off to the side, etc., rather than the focus, which obviously will be the map. So it's excellent work on this. Yeah, again, nice physical quality, nice thick card. It's absolutely excellent. Definitely, in terms of quality components, excellent value for money. And here we have the map. It is a mounted map. The first game, again, the quality of the mounted map was excellent. It's been folded and unfolded numerous times in plays, in game sessions, and yeah, absolutely looks as good as the day in which I first played the game. And this looks exactly the same. The one thing, again, that I really liked about the game, the first game, was this rich palette of colours. It looks really inviting. There's all this wonderful characterful artwork that features on the map. So you feel like you're playing a game of Napoleonics, but you also feel like you're playing a really inviting and fun, engaging game experience with either your friends or family, or indeed playing when you're playing it on your own. I do love the graphic design layout of this track here. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's one of the things that I think this game has, and I use this word a lot in this video, and I will use this word endlessly for this game, is it's got this brilliant character to it. And I think that's not just the artwork, it's also the layout, it's also the mechanics. It's absolutely a delight to play and look at, which is great. You couldn't ask for more than that. But just to go back to the map, I can see, and I've certainly found this in the first game, everything on the map is very clear from a gameplay point of view. The visual language, the space that everything has, really helps that gameplay. At not any point in the first game did I ever think, oh, I'm not sure what area is that. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what number that should, what I should be looking at. It's all very clear, and I can see again the difference between the zones. Again, is brilliantly clear. Yeah, and the same with this track as well. Absolutely fantastic job on the map. Absolutely loved the map in the first game, and I can see this one is equally brilliant. So as you can probably tell, I'm really excited about this game. I really enjoyed the first game in the series. This one looks equally as good and seems to be ticking all the boxes. So what a great addition to Napoleonic gaming for us, Napoleonic enthusiasts. But also, like I said, one of the things I did find with the first game very much was that how welcoming it is to new players, and how easy the mechanics are to pick up, but also how engaging they are. And at the same time, really characterful and flavoursome and thematic to the Napoleonic period. The quality of all the components looks absolutely fantastic, both the physical quality and the artwork and the graphic design and the layout. Looks amazing. So what a great job. And I think also it's really promising because this is a fairly new publisher. I think this is their second publication, and what a great start they've had already. So what I will do next is I'm going to go through the rulebook and just re-familiarise myself with the rules. It looks on first glance to be a very similar rule set to the first game. I'm sure there's some nuances and some differences in there. But like I said, you don't need to have played the first game at all. By the looks of it, it's very easy game to get into and get to the table, and looks absolutely brilliant. So looking forward to going through the rulebook, punching all the counters, probably playing a solo game or two. And I'll probably do I've got a table spare at the minute for such a size game as this. So I'll probably record an AAR or something like that, talk about how I'm finding the gameplay and the game mechanics and the narrative of the game playing it solo. Which I'm very much looking forward to. And then once I've done that, then I'll start getting some family, friends, etc. to play the game with. And then once I've done that a few times, then I'll, of course, do a full review. Very much looking forward to it. Loved the first game. This one looks brilliant. Great job. If you've played the first game and you enjoyed it, or any thoughts on it, then please leave a comment in the comments section. And thanks a lot for watching, as always, and take care. Thank you.